If you trace the mythologies of the world back to their absolute beginning, you won't find a god. You find absolute darkness, existing before light, before form, and before the ticking of time itself. In Hesiod's Theogony, the universe starts with chaos. To the ancient Greeks, this was a yawning, dark gap, an empty void waiting to be filled. Thousands of miles away, the Bakongo tradition of Central Africa describes this same origin point. They call it Thambungi, a cavity-like circle of complete nothingness. This concept of formless waste appears across dozens of traditions. It is the dark, watery abyss at the opening of Genesis and the limitless expanse of water clothed in darkness found in myths from the Middle East to Southeast Asia. These cultures, separated by geography and time, keep returning to these specific images of the void and the primeval sea. They are the only way to visualize the impossible, a universe before the human mind had any boundaries to hold on to. To an early civilization, an eternal universe without physical limits is inherently terrifying. It offers no footholds and no orientation for the human mind to navigate. To make sense of existence, human cognition required a mechanism to break that void. The myths had to introduce a force to fracture the terrifying nothingness and transition it into something recognizable. The first generation of creation emerged as massive, volatile, elemental forces. These were deities the size of mountains and oceans, locked together in a suffocating embrace. This is the world parent typology. In the Greek tradition, the environment itself is the body of the earliest gods, forming a unified sphere that eventually cracks apart into Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky. The Babylonian creation myth mirrors this structural division. In the Enuma Elish, the primordial parents are the freshwater, Apsu, and the saltwater, Tiamat. But a severe tension dominates this era. These elemental parents are static and ancient. Their sheer mass and density leave no room for new, dynamic life to grow. In the Greek myth, Uranus trapped his own monstrous offspring deep inside the body of Gaia, causing her immense physical agony from the structural pressure. A static, fused universe cannot support human existence. For biology and society to thrive, the old elemental order must be physically broken apart to carve out the necessary space. This spatial necessity leads to the succession myth, a brutal mechanism of power transition found across global mythologies. Groaning in pain, Gaia fashions a massive sickle out of adamant and conspires with her youngest Titan son, Cronus, to lay a trap. When Uranus comes to lie with Gaia, Cronus attacks, castrating his father. This ruthless strike permanently tears the sky away from the earth, finally opening up a livable gap between them. This violent overthrow introduces a crucial new variable. With the static gods deposed by their younger offspring, time, change, and mutability can finally exist in the universe. We see the same violent transition in the Babylonian epic, where the young god Marduk rises to power by ambushing and slaughtering the chaotic ocean goddess Tiamat. Marduk then engages in primordial dismemberment. He physically builds the geography of the earth by tearing Tiamat's corpse in half, using her ribs to vault the sky and her eyes to source the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Ancient creation is rarely a peaceful act of making. It is an act of violent division, tearing apart the raw elements to forcibly carve out boundaries for human existence. The dust settles from these cosmic wars, placing us in the high, structured realm of the final generation of victorious gods. The universe has been conquered, and a top-down celestial order is firmly in place. This third generation consists of the usurpers. Whether it is Zeus and the Olympians in Greece, or the young deities of Mesopotamia, these victors possess sharply defined, recognizable human features. The physical contrast from the early universe is striking. The supreme rulers are no longer formless, endless oceans or shifting tectonic plates. These final, anthropomorphic deities are scaled to human proportions. They marry, scheme, and hold court, exactly like human kings and queens managing a state. This shift in the bodies of the gods tracks with the development of actual human socio-political structures. A god that rules like a king requires physical, ordered architecture, like this temple, to house them and receive their subjects. Moving from the void to the massive element to the recognizable human form traces a line of human cognition attempting to domesticate the universe. The origins of the gods map our own psychological evolution. Humanity tamed the infinite, hostile cosmos by violently wrestling it down into an ordered, anthropomorphic reality, one we could finally understand, worship, and survive in.